So now that we know that Next.js is pretty awesome and gives us a couple of advantages, it's time to get our hands dirty and create a new Next project. And for that, you can visit the official website, nextjs.org. And on there, you'll find this command that can be executed to create new Next projects. Though I will say right away that attached to this lecture and to many other lectures throughout this course, I provide a starting snapshot that actually uses Code Sandbox, so that you can follow along with this course and learn Next.js without installing anything on your system. Because maybe you're in an environment where you can't install software on your system, or you simply don't want to. Well, in that case, you don't have to. You can simply use that Code Sandbox starting snapshot. Now, if you want to set up a Next.js project locally on your system, that's the command to run. And since that command, just like Next.js itself, will use Node.js under the hood, you should therefore install that on your system. So download and install Node.js, for example, this LTS version. Now, with that installed, you can copy that command and then run it in your default terminal or command prompt. Just make sure that before running it, you navigate into a folder where you want to create your new Next project. You can then hit enter, and you'll then be asked a couple of questions. Like, for example, what the name of this project should be, and here I'll simply pick first-app. Now, with that chosen, you'll then be asked a couple of other questions, like, for example, whether you want to use TypeScript or not. And whilst TypeScript is amazing, and I can only recommend learning TypeScript, I'll not use it for this course, since of course not all students know TypeScript or want to use TypeScript. Now, I will choose yes for ESLint, but no for Tailwind. Tailwind is an amazing CSS library that allows us to style Next.js applications with ease. But when using it, we also have to add a bunch of CSS classes to our JSX code. And I don't want to waste your time. That's why I'm not using it here in this course, though I will take a look at different styling options you have in Next.js projects a little bit later. Now, you could then go for a different folder structure, but I'll choose no here as well. And then we got an important question, whether you want to use the app router or not. And this simply refers to two different ways of building Next.js applications, two different approaches you can use. That's why in the official documentation, you're also able to choose between these two different approaches. Now, I'll get back to the differences later. In this course, I cover both, but here we'll choose the recommended option, which is to use the app router. Then you could change this setting, but I'll stick to no here. And with that, finally, the project is being created. Now, once the creation finished, you can navigate into that newly created Next.js project folder and run npm run dev to start a development server that allows you to preview your Next.js website. On Code Sandbox, you don't have to do that. There, this server is automatically running, and you should already be seeing the preview. Now, for a new Next.js project, if you visit this address that's showing up in the terminal here, you will likely see a page that looks something like this, though on Code Sandbox, you're seeing a different page because I actually prepared a slightly edited starting project, which we can use as a starting point for this section and this overall course. And you'll find this edited starting project attached to this lecture. I overwrote the content of the app folder, the public folder, and the content of this ESLint RC.json file, and then you should see this page on the screen. And that's now our first Next.js app up and running.